So, good evening, everyone. So, welcome to this another episode of this Voices of Inspiration podcast. So, today we have a very special guest with us, and she's Ms. Maneesha Singh, and she is founder CEO of MCTS, that is a technology consultancy services company, and she's also author of best-selling author of a book called this Navigating Fibroids with a Positive Mindset. So I'm sure every one of you will have an inspiring conversation with Maneesha ji. So welcome Maneesha ji. Welcome to this episode.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm honored that you invited me on your platform, Voices of Inspiration. Yeah, so I'm looking forward for a fruitful interaction here.
That's great. That's great. And it's our privilege also to have you on this podcast. So just a little bit of tell us something about your background so that people can relate that what you did, what was your this since childhood. If you can explain a few things that tell us something more about your background.
Yeah, sure. So, as you all know about me, about my book, that's how we connected. So, resilience is something that comes from my childhood. I'm that type of child who does not speak too much, but who is so sure inside and very strong inside, and the clarity of thought is also, very profound inside me. Possibly that's how I was raised. My father is also like that, and I got all his good attributes, you know, in me. Yeah. So, going forward, I completed my basic like 12th education from my native only, and then I moved to a hostel. And there, that that finding yourself journey started for me, I would say. I was all of that what I told you, but I never knew, I was not aware that I am that strong. So once I reached hostel, I took 3 years, believe me, to settle, out of that comfort, living there with unknown people, making a life there, adjusting to all small small things, where you were so comfortable at home, just one command and everything is ready for you, right? So all that was gone. Yeah. Though my parents were actually visionary, they prepared me for so many things before sending me to a hostel. Like my preparation started 11th onwards. They taught me how to, go and make FDs in the bank, how to deposit money, how to withdraw money, all of that, those small small things, how to, fold your clothes. Everything started 2 years before only, before shifting to the hostel. Okay, but I was taking everything very lightly. When I reached there, the reality struck. All that struggle and everything, one by one I started encountering. I made many mistakes, I would say. So one of that I would like to mention, not because I want to tell you how pampered I was, but I want the young generation to understand, how to take things when you are outside, and how to respond to things. And that's a very big mistake, I would say. So I was not liking food in the hostel, and one day I threw my thali. Can you imagine? And I created all the drama and the scene there. And that was like turning point for me. I started, looking into things seriously. I started taking, small, small things seriously. Started learning from small, small events, and started connecting, with the surrounding, with people, with everything, So yeah, so that my journey, or you would say transformation, all that started there. And I had been a very stubborn child since start. That sort of helped me. Once I made my mind, okay, so now this is my reality, I'm gonna be here. I have to face everything on my own. Parents are not here, no support system is there. I have to take care of everything. I have to wash my clothes to to mention one basic thing. Yeah, so somehow gradually I started adjusting to that life. Then I actually have done my master's in psychology, and I started teaching at the same university. I taught there for some time. I took seminar classes also. I got very good opportunities into research field, So I worked with Nafeel Foundation, UK, and I have done actually. I've published a few good scientific papers also in scientific journals. So my journey started from there. Then later I moved to Cooper. I joined Cooper as a faculty and research associate. Again, it's a Department of Science Technology sister body. So now the name has changed, but it was that time it was Cooper. Yeah, and yeah, so I started working there, and I learned so many things since I was working in the field of psychology. Especially, I actually got a chance to meet, psycho oncology patient, sorry, oncology patients, I would say. Bangalore Institute of the Oncology and HCG, if you have heard about that chain of hospital. So I met a lot of, cancer patients there. And again another, transitions, you say transition or transformation started from there. I better, connected with people, started understanding them, started understanding, how my knowledge, my personality can do something for their betterment. So yeah, again I got involved into a lot of research work, and so many things I did. I in fact accompanied my patients into operation theater. So probably that's how I got that strong head that helped me in my fibroid journey. So I have seen all those cuts, the when they do that first cut, the blood comes like that, all of that. So what happens, in BOI, like Bangalore Institute of Oncology, so they have a setup where oncologist and psychologist both work together, right? So the same patient they are treating medically, we treat them psychologically. That's how my journey started, and started better connecting with them. Probably I learned and I transformed there a lot,
Right.
being in that pain, and listening to their stories, and being with them, while consoling them. Somehow I, was getting consoled, I would say, for so many things that I never realized, or accepted, consciously, never understood consciously. Yeah, so I think that helped me to deal with this fibroid journey. I became really strong as a person there.
Right.
And yeah, that right attitude that I was teaching them, how to take it, right? What is the way to approach the problem that you are, facing right now? All those things helped me in my journey when I came to this, in this encounter.
Right, right. So before
Yeah.
Manisha ji, we talk about your this journey of fibroid. So in brief, we would like to know about your this current. You are this founder CEO of MCTS. So tell us something about that company, what you do, and it was a shift of your career or it was your passion.
Yeah.
Just in brief, if you can tell
Yeah.
us something
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. So that's a very basic question that I every now and then I get, Yeah, so you can call it as career transition. So once I left Bangalore due to my marriage, I would say I shifted to Mumbai, and then I started exploring corporate, opportunities. So I have worked in corporate field also as instructional designer. If you are aware, like those who create, instructional design modules, e-learning modules, if you have heard,
Yeah.
so for training purposes, for teaching purposes, so we create very good e-learning modules that benefits people, within the team, within the organization, outside of the organization, even the sales team. For sales team also, we created, good e-learning modules that help them, to just take their sales up, right? Because they are more confident, they have right information, they know, and they don't have to, research and put their energy and time. We have already created something for them, they have to just go through before meeting any client, right? So they are very well equipped, before meeting a client, so that helps them. So by being there, since I come from a background of psychology, I was also asked to get indulged into, trainings. And then I was also asked to create, soft skills training, communication training modules. I created, actually. I created etiquette modules also for corporate professionals. So many things I did there that was not part of my portfolio. Yeah. And yeah, so, but I was not very much satisfied somehow. If you have heard many people say, that you didn't get your calling yet. So somehow I was not very satisfied. I worked in many fields, but I was not very satisfied. I always wanted to do something of my own. I was raised by a father who himself is a businessman. He is nearing to his 70, yet he has not given up. He is too active in his business and all. Somehow I too wanted to be in business, or I wanted to start something of my own, but I was not sure what to. Right? One thing was clear, that I'm good at training, so I should start training. That was very clear. I have good communication skill. I am very well versed with things, and I have that learning attitude. So probably that can help me if I start, such training, organizations or anything like that. But then Corona struck, and I saw how world went through, how businesses survived. So many businesses, they just crashed because they were not probably, equipped with the right, model, or they were not aware of the technology or things like that. See, we all work within our small, sphere. So we lack so much knowledge and so many things. There I found the gap, and then I started thinking what all I can do, to help small businesses, startups, technology wise, how can I help? And that's how this MCTS actually, was born. So 21 I started MCTS. The basic thing was like, suppose let's say a school is there. Okay, they are running just one, what to call it, like they don't have chain, they have just one school, right? For them, adapting to technology during Corona was a difficult. Many schools, they just had to shut down. They couldn't survive because they were not. It's not that they do not have money, but money doesn't do everything. You should have, some preparation, or let's say competitive team, and that spirit, that attitude should be there, well placed, right? So that you can survive such things, right? That was quite unprecedented situation. It was not their fault also, though. Yeah, so I started thinking from there. So I started to enter that education field first of all. I had so many plans. Maybe I don't know if I can associate with someone in future. I have plans still. But then I found, many businesses did really well during Corona, really, really well. Where people were, getting fired from their companies, there were also companies who were giving high rise to their employees. They were helping them in every single manner. Yeah, so something again motivated me there, how I can enter that field. And since these big people are there, see, big organizations, big companies are there, they're well equipped, they know, they have everything actually, to survive and excel in the field. But there are small organizations, there are startups, there are so many small businesses, they need our help to
Right.
survive, to pick up, to survive. Survival was the biggest question at that time.
Right.
Yeah, so I entered this field with MCTers with that vision, and actually we have helped many people. And while helping people be transformed, what I thought that I'll be doing, I am doing little bit of that and more of something else right now. Being a technology company, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it, and it is giving me a lot of insights for future. So I have big plans. You know?
Right. Right.
So
That's great. That's great.
yeah, yeah.
So
So that's how this MCTS was born. Yeah.
that's great. So, first of all, before we begin our this your fibroid journey, navigating
Mhm.
fibroids with a positive mindset, tell us something about what exactly is fibroid, because maybe that in our
Mhm.
audience they might not be able to understand the term itself. So, just start
Right.
with basically what fibroid is.
Right. So, fibroid is nothing but just a tissue growth. Unwanted tissue growth, I call it unwanted tissue growth in any, female uterus. This is not found in male.
Mm,
This is a very specific problem to female uterus.
mm,
And the tissues like tumors in other parts of the body, we call it tumor, right? But when it is in our uterus, we call it fibroid.
mm.
So it is nothing but just tissue growth. It is made
Right,
up
right. So,
of,
as
yeah.
far as I know, that this doctor say that 8 out of 10 ladies have this fibroid. Is it true?
Yeah, it is true. Nowadays, due to many reasons, actually, whatever I have understood after, I got to know after my diagnosis, basically, I started, educating myself on this. That is my approach actually to deal with life in
Mm,
any manner. As I'm telling you, I'm not prepared for anything, but when something comes in front of me, I prepare myself. I start, educating myself there. So once I started researching about it, I got to know that yeah, it is very common, and before that I was not at all aware. As I have mentioned in my book also, when it started to me, slowly it entered my life, and I had no idea what I'm going through. I absolutely had no idea where I am and where I'm going. I was just taking it as hormonal imbalance, or maybe because it was Corona, we were working without staff, and our bodies are not accustomed to do that much of physical work. So I thought maybe it is because of that, lot of physical stress and all of that. So all these are actually misconceptions. Later I found out these are misconceptions, and I was living with that misconception myself, being an educated lady, being privileged. I have everything. I can connect, I can read, I can explore, I can understand, yet I was living in that misconception that, yeah. So yes, it is very serious thing, and somehow due to lifestyle, maybe, or due to hormonal changes because of the food. What food we are consuming these days is also not that great. What we used to, our ancestors used to consume, right? In terms of all these pesticides, that gives us hormonal imbalance. um, and the processed food, this urban population, the way we consume, so many things contribute to your hormonal imbalance, though it is also said that during my research I found that there is no definite cause for fibroid.
right.
But
So,
yeah.
acha, there is a. What was your feeling when it was diagnosed first time? And did you see only one doctor? And she said that you are suffering from this, you are having this fibroid. Matlab ki just what was your feelings? And did you see so many doctors, only one doctor? You believed in her? Uh, can you tell us something about that? What was your feeling at that point of time?
Yeah, okay. So my diagnosis, I would say, was accidental. Though I was facing all those symptoms, and that was not at all normal. I was normal. I was knowing that, but I was not going to a doctor. I was not going to see a doctor and understand what is happening to me. I was completely ignorant, right? That was my biggest mistake. Though I would say to the audience that please do not ignore any physical change. That is not usual to your body. Then I thought of, since I have to get it checked, let me do my full body checkup, because due to Corona, we had not done. Usually we do it once a year. So I thought, okay, let's go for a full body checkup. And there I found that I had fibroid during my sonography. So that was accidental finding first. And then second, I immediately knew who to go to. Okay, so I visited the gynecologist, and she had no interest in me, first of all. What I was telling her, she just opened my report, she just read through it, and then she suggested, okay, so we have to enter hysteroscopy now. So hysteroscopy is like a major surgery where they remove your uterus.
Right, right.
Right, I wanted to understand why and what is happening to me. First tell me that, and then you reach to a conclusion.
Mm.
So I didn't say anything to her. I said, okay, I need time to think and decide. I came back, I started researching on this now, because I knew what is there.
Mm.
And yeah, so another thing happened in that same period. Like obviously how our families react, they love us and they react differently. They are very emotional, very sentimental. So my husband got a panic attack same night, midnight. My daughter was 10 years old. She was at sleep. It was around 2 a.m. at night. I tried calling few friends, but everybody was at sleep. People were quite, comfortable those days. कहीं जाना नहीं, कुछ नहीं करना, because Corona वाला season चल रहा था. Everybody's working from home. Everybody's relaxed. No one picked up. I tried to wake up my daughter. She was not getting up. She's a child. She was tired. She was sleeping. I literally. Uh, I literally slapped her slightly, to wake her up. Can you imagine that? She didn't. And then I had no choice. His BP was shooting like, 180, 120, like that. I had no choice. I had to rush. So I rushed. I took him. I went to hospital. Midnight, my 10-year-old was sleeping at home. I do not have staff at night at home, you know. They are there in the morning hours, but night no one is there. She was sleeping. I locked everything. I kept a phone, beside her, and I left with my husband. And that day, he got better. By early morning, we came back home. But that was a big lesson for me. I had to take charge. I understood he has that panicking personality. He has anxiety issues. I can't let my family go through all this because of me. I knew that it has happened because of me. That was very, very clear. It was because of my reports. So what I found, people doubt. Even we discussed few family doctors, they were like, remove your uterus, remove your uterus. Why? Because you have this tumor inside and that can be cancerous. Since I have started researching, I knew this is benign. 99.9% it is benign. Only 1%, 0.1%, if your fate is not good, it can be cancerous. Though I haven't come across any research or case study so far which indicates cancer for
But at
fibroid.
that point of time, when you said that this 99% is benign, that is your own study. But now what happens?
Yeah.
There are two things. One,
Mhm.
you are surrounded by so many people.
Right.
They say they get you that fear psychosis is there, that you get it removed, get it removed. Second is that what the doctor said. So what the doctor said and what this other nears and dears one, definitely they are not having the up-to-date information and correct information. But what
Right.
doctor said to you about this?
Right, right. So as I said, first doctor meet was not at all good, and post that only I started researching, and by that time I had not met any other doctor. So that was completely my own research on my own thing. Second doctor that I found, she made sense to me, and then we mutually agreed to start with this medicinal treatment first. So she put me on a medicine for 6 months in two shifts, like 3 months and then 3 months. We were observing, and then she said, this medicine, that medicine is nothing but it is also used as contraceptive. That medicine is something which plays with your progesterone, that female hormone, and that helps to shrink your fibroid. By that time, after meeting my second doctor, only I got to know that the fibroid that I have in my inner cavity, that is giving me this symptom. Before that, I didn't even know that. I have multiple fibroids, so I don't call myself as survivor. I call it, I call myself as warrior. I still have fibroids, many in my body, but the one which was giving me that deadly symptom, the heavy bleeding, that got removed, through hysteroscopic myomectomy. So my doctor told me first time, second doctor, that it is benign, and she validated the information that I had collected. So
No,
that was a
how Manisha ji, these doctors, because whatever I know, because my wife will also this was going through the same issue. So just I know a little bit about it. So what I know is that it can be benign or it can be malignant. It is based on that your this biopsy is done. So without
Mhm.
a biopsy, how your doctor was so sure that it is
Mhm.
benign?
Sir, biopsy is a mandatory thing to do. Once that is removed from your body, that is a mandatory, that is a protocol in medical field. So they do it.
Mm.
They do it, and they try to, just outline that 1% of chance also, right? That is precautionary step that they take.
Mhm.
But as per researchers, medical researchers, the case studies, like me, as I documented my journey, many people are there, you know. So it is benign, 99.9%. That is what is said. If you, since I come from psychology background, I also know about validity and reliability and all of that, right?
Right,
So
right, right.
you can never say 100%. It is always point one we keep, for chances. So that's
Right.
how it is said. Otherwise, it is benign only, and biopsy is like their protocol to, rule out any,
So that means
like
you
it.
got your biopsy done, and then it was known that it is benign.
No, biopsy was done after my fibroid was removed. It was went for the test, and
Now,
they
why? Because
uh,
what I am told that fibroid, because
uh,
ultimately fibroid intervention is
hmm.
not required until or unless it is malignant. And if it
Okay.
is benign, then keep it is. What was the need of getting fibroid out? That
Yeah,
is the
so
issue.
I'm coming there. So as I mentioned, his my hysteroscopic myomectomy is done on my body. Two fibroids are removed, who was giving me, which were giving me severe symptom like heavy menstrual bleeding. I still have few fibroids in my peripheral wall that is not giving me any symptom. So fibroids are symptomatic and asymptomatic. Asymptomatic means they do not give you any, severe symptom. There are symptoms maybe we are not realizing, like bloating, heaviness in your pelvis area, some sort of cramp, or feeling low mood, and all of that is there. That is because of the fibroid, because your hormonal game is happening inside your body. Okay, but it is not giving you severe symptoms, so you can just keep them and wait and watch, like
Right.
that. So
That's
once you yeah, and once you reach your menopause, anyways, that because they feed upon your blood, right? I call them vampire actually. To keep it light, not scare anybody. Yeah, so these vampires are, fed upon your bloods, and once you reach your menopause, the blood supply has stopped, they automatically shrink, and then you are all right.
right.
But when you are in your reproductive age, they can give you these severe problems. And when you have severe problems, you have nothing, no option left other than, going through whatever treatment suits you, based on
Right.
your symptom, based on your the location of your fibroid and the size of your fibroid. That matters a lot.
Mhm. So, Manisha ji, one thing more is there that when you, as far as I have seen, whatever my experience says, so whenever a, lady is having problem at home, so the other family
Uh-huh.
members don't understand. That is my experience. Don't understand
Right.
to that extent to which this lady understand when some other member is having the problem. So there is
Right.
a gap. So
Yeah. Right.
because if lady is suffering, वो बोलते हैं ना, कई बार बोलते हैं कि अगर एक लेडी बीमार पड़ जाए तो सारा घर अस्त व्यस्त हो जाता है,
Correct.
और एक अगर
Correct.
अदर मेंबर्स अगर कोई बीमार पड़ गया तो चलो कोई बात नहीं, फिर तो काम चल जाएगा, वो लेडी काम चला लेगी. तो
Correct.
during this period, how did your family support? You got your family support. How you got your support? How they could understand? So tell us
Right.
something that
Right.
also.
So as you rightly said, जब एक lady बीमार पड़ती है ना, it's different story inside the house. Rather, जब एक male member बीमार पड़ता है, right? Because somehow our core is like, I think females are made with all those, materials. They are very strong and they are nurturers. That's how we bring life, you know, out of
But
our
I believe
body, and
that
then we
ladies are
nurture
more
them
strong.
outside also.
But I believe that
Yeah,
ladies are more strong.
that's what I'm saying. So their core is like, they are nurturers. That's how we bring that life, outside our body. We nurture them inside, we bring them outside, and then we, raise them differently. So yeah, it is different because that nurturing element is somehow little less in male. I will not say it is not there, because in my family it is little different. My husband cares more. The way he took care of me, I can never do that.
Right.
Frankly speaking, in this public platform, I'm accepting this. I can never do that the way he did. The way I understand, and what happened to him was his love. That's it, right? That's why he got those panic attack and anxiety attacks, because of my health only. Otherwise, he's very strong for himself.
Right.
So, so yeah. But what happens, when something happens, please be very open while discussing your state of health, I would say, or whatever is going inside your mental or physical health. I would say mental is also very important. So be
Right.
very open. You don't have to hide, you don't have to sugarcoat anything. If you're not feeling well, you're not feeling well, right? Some morning you do not want to get up, you can clearly say that I cannot get up, please help me. When you ask help genuinely, you get help. If you keep it inside and you expect that without saying anything samne wala will understand you and come and help you, that doesn't happen. That
हाँ,
doesn't happen.
ये
Seriously,
मनीषा
that
जी
doesn't happen.
आपने वो बोलते हैं ना, यू हैव परफेक्टली सेड, वो 16 आने की 16 क्या बोलते हैं उसमें, व्हाट इज द सेइंग, कि 16 आने सच कही
सही
बात,
बात.
कही
सही
बात
बात.
कही, कि that it is most of the, yes it is true that because that females think, most of the females think that other people will understand, but you need to ask those things. That is very
Yeah.
important point you have made. That is perfect point. So how did you
I, I'll
that
I'll
really
just
difficult?
I'll just take one small objection here. It is from both sides.
Acha.
Even some male expect, I have seen some of my friends, very close friends, some family members, extended family members, both gender is like that. Please, so my request is, please open to each other, ask for help, tell what you're feeling, what is going inside you, and the other one, your counterpart is always there to help you and support you,
Right, right.
but you
That's
have to open your mouth. Yeah.
right, right. That's great. So how did you, this idea came to your mind that you will write a book on your this journey?
Yeah, so again, that is because of my research, what I found most while researching, lot of videos. I found really rare, case studies, and very few articles and, documented work, basically in written format. So that was because fibroid is not something which has one specific treatment. Fibroid is very different from body to body, female to female, based on its symptoms, location, size of the fibroid, number of fibroid, right? That decides your treatment. There are many treatment plans. If I have to go through hysterectomy, doesn't mean that your wife too has to go through that, right? Because her fibroid is different from my fibroid, right? Her symptoms are different from my fibroid. Her the size and the location is different. As I mentioned, I have multiple fibroids right now also inside my body, in the peripheral wall of my uterus, and they are not giving me any issue. The issue wala fibroid is got removed, and I reached that treatment through my research. They were ready, like first doctor was ready to just remove my uterus. Even eventually my second doctor was also ready to remove my uterus, and I had understood little bit, all these game, the size and the location and all of that. So I was not accepting what they were saying, because I knew the problem giver is just one. Why do you want to remove all my uterus? That is one important organ, right? I was born like that. I do not want to lose unnecessarily any of my organ, right? Why should I? So, yeah, so we need to understand, and we actually need to advocate for ourselves. It is very important. At least this educated class, the privileged class, and then it is our duty to do something and help. So I'm trying to engage with many NGOs who work at grassroots level, because I know those females are not privileged like me. those families are not privileged like my family. They do not have the same amount of understanding of all of that, right? So somehow if I can help them, will be better, because this privileged class, definitely they will find their help, right, in one way or the other, but they need me. So I'm trying to associate with many organizations right now. I'm trying to reach out people who can help me engage with such things, and whatever time I can invest from my busy schedule, I would love to do that, because I feel this is the need of the hour. The way the looking at the prevalence of fibroid, I feel we should do something. I cannot keep quiet on
Right,
this.
right. That's great. So, Manisha ji, one more thing is there that since you have written a complete book and this is also this Amazon bestseller. So, in the book, no doubt that I would recommend everyone to read that book to get the complete understanding. But what messages you would like to give to the person, because you said that you were a privileged class and you researched it out everything. You didn't believe the doctor and first researched it out also and then clarified that what is happening in your body and what are the pros and cons of everything. But for a person, because she is not aware, she or her husband is also not aware of all those things. So what message you would like to give them, that if they anyone by chance, if they have this kind of problem or any other problem, so what message would you like to give them, that how should they go about it?
Yeah. So first of all, please do not get scared. It's my humble request. Please do not get scared. Take your time, synthesize, the information. If you are not capable of, doing all this that I did myself, please find someone in your surrounding who can help you with all these things. Please first try to understand what has happened to your body, right, and what is going to happen with your body, right? Even some surgery is planned, let's say, for example, why that surgery is happening to you, that is very important to understand. So your attitude and your mindset helps a lot here, actually. I won't say like so I have a big farmhouse also in Ayodhya. या राम की नगरी वैसे भी बड़ी पॉजिटिविटी है तो
That's
या
great. तो
सो
अयोध्या में जाके मतलब कि हम वहां पे रह सकते हैं हफ्ता 10 दिन?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल आप आ सकते हैं कभी भी
दैट्स ग्रेट।
सो क्या होता है ना, हम कभी कभी वहां विजिट करते हैं, हम बच्चों को वहां ले जाना पसंद करते हैं एटलीस्ट वंस अ ईयर। उसमें क्या होता है ना, हम देखते हैं वहाँ लोकल्स को, हम देखते हैं वहाँ जो लेबर क्लास आता है उनको भी, द वे दीज फीमेल्स वर्क इन द फील्ड, दैट्स रिमार्केबल। आई कांट इवन इमेजिन 10% of that. They are already there, they're very strong, they're very resilient. It is just that their approach is not there, they're not conscious about who they are, right? Someone, they need someone who can make them realize that you are very strong and you can deal with any adversity comes to your life, right? Be it psychological, be it financial, be it physical, any sort of. So your attitude and your mental strength plays very important role there. Problems तो आते हैं हर जगह पर, it's not just health, any sphere of your life problems आती है, how you respond to it, I'm not saying react, please don't react. If you react, you succumb, you go into depression. I also went into depression, but I know my depression was not because of my attitude. I very well know that my depression was because of the hormonal game that was happening inside my body, because I was aware, but not everybody is aware. I have a friend who went through the same condition. She was into deep depression. She was at the verge of taking her life and she didn't know why it is happening to her. It's not that her family was not supportive. She again comes from very supportive family, she is getting best treatment, best life, everything. Somehow that hormone was playing with her,
Right.
and she was not able to deal with that. You are continuously feeling low, continuously, it's chronic. Like when we call it depression, all it is always more than 6 months, the same condition, same state of your mind and feeling. You are sad for 6 months, then we call it a depression. And she
Right.
was for 1 year and she tried to do that. that no one should. So it is very important that normally also practice positive mindset, practice resilience, so that when some adversity, some problem comes to you, you are already prepared, you are already there, to deal with that. That is very important in general also, not just because of fibroid or any other health issue.
That's great. That's great. So, Manisha ji, before I invite audience to ask any of the questions, one last question I would like to ask that because I have also gone through your book and that is full of positivity. In each chapter, you have talked about that positivity. Just last question that how do you tell the audience that how this positivity can be developed? What two, three small steps can be taken to develop this positivity?
Right. So, sir, again, I'll start with attitude. Please develop. हर चीज हम पैदा होते से सीख कर नहीं आते हैं, right? सब कुछ तो हमने यही सीखा है, right? So this is also something that we need to learn. चीजों को देखने का ना हमेशा बहुत सारा पर्सपेक्टिव होता है, 1 2 3 4 5. What you choose defines you and leads your path, right? So please understand how to respond. You need to learn this. And I have learned throughout the years. I'm not saying that I'm someone who is great, who was born great. No, I learned because I got opportunities to learn, and we all get through opportunities. Doesn't matter where we come from, who we are, what kind of training we have got. We all have all our highs and lows in life. We all have our challenges, good times in life. So we get a lot of opportunity. Please be little sensitive and look into that. थोड़ा पीस में बैठना जरूरी है, समझना चीजों को जरूरी है, सिंथेसाइज करना जरूरी है. जब हम ये स्टार्ट करते हैं ना, स्लोली स्लोली हमारी ये जर्नी स्टार्ट हो जाती. वी डोंट इवन रियलाइज, but we reach that mindset where we are not ready to succumb to anything in life, for that matter.
Great. Lovely. Very beautifully said. So now I invite this audience, anyone, they can unmute and ask. Yes. Namrata ji, would you like to ask? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. First of all, good evening and greetings to all. Hi, Maneesha ma'am. How are you?
Hi, I am good, Amrita. How are you?
I am good. I am really touched. I have read your book. First of all, thanks to
Thank you.
Sushil sir for giving this platform to, we
Right.
are so privileged, to hear,
Right.
and you are such full of positivity, I must say. Such an empowering session. I had tears in my eyes. I have to, close my camera. I could feel that, the shakiness in your voice when you were explaining, I can feel you actually being a female. And you have given so much power today. And I think I am lucky enough. I joined late, but I didn't miss the, positivity. And
Thank you
वो
so
मजा
much.
नहीं था अगर मैं रिकॉर्डिंग सुनती लाइव सुनना बहुत अच्छा लगा आपका थैंक्स
Thank you so much. Thank you
more
so much,
power to you.
Amrita.
And it is very correctly said by you that it's the need for an art. You are helping so
Right.
many women, and very true that unprivileged women, those who are not even aware about their pains, they are suffering a lot. And very few people, they are lucky to have support from their family, right? And as you told about your spouse being so strong, he was, dwindling with so much of emotions up and down because of the health of a, um, basic, the
Right.
female is the foundation of the family, I guess.
Right. Right.
So it is a soulful session, I must say. No questions, more power to you.
Thank you so much. Please ask if you have any. I love to talk, by the way.
Come and directly
Yeah.
approach you because we are
Okay.
just a message away.
Okay, sure. Anytime.
Right.
Anytime. Anytime.
God bless.
Suranayan ji, would
Thank
you
you.
like to say something?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Nice to hear Maneesha Singh ji's story, episode, and also she's a warrior, surviving from the most painful days she has experienced. First, I thought that I should not read the book. The reason is that it is regarding a female problem. Then I have my wife, my daughter, and maybe I may be a guide to them to, after reading it and understanding it, what it is exactly. Believe me, when I started reading it, I also sent a message to Maneesha Singh that it has become a challenge to me to write a review on that. Such a beautiful book. And the language skills you are having and the way of expression you have excelled. My compliments to you, Maneesha. Sushil ji, you have done a very good interview.
Thank you so much, Surendra ji. So Rajiv ji, he has a message that his network is not so good, so he will be unable to unmute. So from this Maneesha ji, MCTS Consulting Services, anybody would like to say something?
Yeah, any question I'm open to answer.
Yes, MCTS Consulting Services, anybody?
They'll not ask me any questions, sir.
Okay. So, Maneesha ji, once again, it was nice talking to you. Wonderful. It was enriching. It was enlightening to most of us. And definitely, it was nice interaction with you. And so many, I think that many hundreds of people will be inspired through your this wisdom that you, after going through this trauma, and you then with positive mindset, you came out, and still you are doing wonders. So thank you so much. I once again thank you for coming to our podcast and enriching all of us. And for the benefit of this all, I will definitely upload this video also. And I want that maximum people should see this video and get inspired. So with these words, we will close this session. It was wonderful talking to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And I wish that Voices of Inspiration reaches millions of people, and we all are, doing good work in all our areas. We should all, inspire each other and, uplift each other. That's what we do, That's what life is all about. Otherwise, nothing is in life, actually.
Yes, that's the objective of Voices of Inspiration.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.